Hello everyone, welcome to another informative episode on White Davy Gardening and Worm Farm. In today's video, I will be discussing poor garden soil and how to fix it. I'll also be discussing when to revitalize and amend your soil, what you can use, and some precautions that you may need to take and why. Now, let's look at the best time to revitalize your soil. It's best to do so a little while before planting your garden or shortly after harvesting. It is a good idea, if possible, to allow some time for your garden, for your organic material to start breaking down. Of course, if you don't have a lot of time before planting, you can add the nutrients to the garden or in the holes that you are about to plant in. But what if your soil is clay, sandy, or it's just not ideal for planting? Then you need to amend your soil. This you can do by adding a lot of organic matter to your garden. You can also add topsoil to the garden. Over time, these will break down and it will leave you with a healthy, loose, moisture-returning soil. You need to keep adding organic matter after each harvest. It is recommended that you add up to 6 inches or at least 6 inches of organic matter to your garden every year. And if your soil has harmful chemicals, then you may want to remove up to 2 feet or 24 inches of this harmful soil and replace it with topsoil along with other organic matter. What can you use to revitalize and amend your soil? You can use compost, you can use worm castings, you can use leaves, grass clippings, food scraps, organic fertilizers, and animal dung. You can use a combination of these as well. Now, is there any danger in using animal dung? Yes and no. Fresh animal dung is very rich in ammonia and nitrogen depending on the type. If used while it is in this fresh state, then it can burn the roots and the stems of your plants. It may even kill your plants. So it is best to compost the dung before you use it, or at least allow the dung to age before using. How do you use food scraps in your garden? It is best to bury food scraps. You can dig trenches or holes in your garden, and you want to bury it at least 12 to 24 inches deep. At the end of the growing season, you can just put food scraps on the top of the soil. But if you're in an area where this is going to invite rodents and larger animals, then it is best to bury it. Some animals are willing to dig for the food scraps, so 18 to 24 inches is more ideal for burying food scraps. Of course, you may have noticed that I did not mention using inorganic fertilizer. This is because of the harm that artificial fertilizer can cause in your soil over a period of time. Inorganic fertilizer can cause a buildup of salt in your soil, and the salt makes it difficult for plants to absorb the nutrients in the soil, no matter how much nutrients you have. If there is too much salt from these fertilizers, then it will not benefit your plants. To repair this problem, you need to stop using the inorganic fertilizer and allow the soil to rest for a very long time. But of course, prevention is better than cure, so it is best to avoid creating this problem in the first place. Worms can break down some heavy metal in the soil. So you may want to add worms to your garden. Worms also create tunnels in your soil, and this helps to aerate your soil and to increase or improve moisture flowing through your soil, getting to the root of your plants. So you may want to add worms to your garden for this purpose. If you have organic matter and you add that to the garden, if there are worms in your garden, then this is going to encourage them to actually start reproducing more. If you don't have worms in your garden, then you want to add worms to your garden, and the more food, the more organic matter they have in the garden, the more they're going to reproduce because they have the space and they have the food. So it is a pretty good idea to add worms to your garden. So these are some of the things that you can do to amend your soil and to revitalize it. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please take a moment to like, share, leave a comment in the section below. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer it. And subscribe to my channel if you are new. Don't forget to turn on your notification for more updates like these. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day.